So you're an associate project manager apprentice, and you've probably hit that wall called Behavior B2, right? Collaboration and relationship building. It can feel like a huge hurdle. But what if I told you it's not nearly as complicated as it seems? Well, stick with me because in this explainer we are going to totally demystify it, break it down, and give you a clear guide to absolutely mastering it. Let's dive in. First, let me introduce you to Jody. She's fantastic, super smart, really driven, and she's an apprentice project manager over at Ibis Stores. Like a lot of you, she's working her way towards qualification, but there's this one particular challenge she knows she has to conquer.
And yep, you guessed it. Her biggest challenge is Behavior B2. Now, on paper, it sounds pretty straightforward. Collaboration, building relationships, but actually proving you can do it consistently and effectively, that's a whole different ballgame. So Jody's on a mission to crack the code, and we're gonna follow her every single step of the way.
So here's our game plan for this journey. First, we'll look at the collaboration blueprint to really get what B2 is all about. Then we'll get our hands dirty building your project bridge. After that, we'll cover how to showcase your work for your portfolio, and finally, how to absolutely ace that final test. Okay, first things first. You can't just jump into building something without a plan, right? A master plan. We've got to understand the fundamentals of BTO before we can even think about putting it into practice. Now, lucky for Jody, she's got an awesome mentor, Adam. He can see she's kind of struggling to wrap her head around all this, so he gives her this really simple but incredibly powerful way to think about it all. And this, right here, is the absolute core of it all. You, as a project manager, are a bridge builder. Your job is so much more than just ticking boxes on a to-do list. No, you are the one connecting people, linking up different teams, and weaving together ideas to make sure the entire project moves forward as one. So what's the official blueprint for building this bridge? Well, it's right here in the formal definition. B2 is, at its heart, your ability to work with others, to build, look after, and even strengthen relationships, not just inside your own company, but with all those external stakeholders too. And all of this is for one reason, to hit those project goals. And why does this matter so much? I mean, why is it a whole behavior? Well, because a well-built bridge does incredible things for your project. It means things get done right, decisions are smarter, and you cut down on all that frustrating conflict and those costly delays. It gets everyone on board, and maybe most importantly, it builds real trust. Mastering B2 is your secret weapon for project success. Okay, blueprint in hand. Time to grab our hard hats and actually start building this thing. Let's see how all that theory looks in the real world, in action. So the very first part of any bridge is making sure the foundation on your side of the river is rock solid. And that's your internal team. This means being an open book with information, making sure every single person understands how their piece of the puzzle fits into the bigger picture. It's about respecting that the finance person and the creative person see things differently, and that's a good thing. It's about making everyone feel like they truly own a piece of the success. Right, foundation's solid. Now we start building that bridge across to the other side, to your external stakeholders. We're talking clients, suppliers, partners, you name it. The key here is to really get inside their world, to understand what they need. You've got to communicate with total clarity and be that reliable person they know they can count on. Trust is everything here.
But let's be real for a second. No big project is ever completely smooth sailing, is it? You're going to hit snags, people are going to disagree on the path forward. It happens. So, what do you do when your bridge building hits a rough patch?
This is when you reach for your conflict resolution toolkit. And notice something here? None of these are about winning an argument or proving someone wrong. It's all about fixing the problem. You focus on solutions, not blame. You find that middle ground, and you always work to keep the relationship positive, even when things get tense. That's what a pro does. So, you've done the hard work. The bridge is built. It's strong, it's reliable, amazing. But for your apprenticeship, building it is only half the job. Now you gotta prove it. And this is where your portfolio comes into play. For Jody to get that qualification, she has to collect all the proof. Think of it like the photos, the blueprints, the safety reports, and put it all together in her Apton portfolio. This isn't just a report, it's her documented proof that she's a bridge builder.
And this table, this is pure gold. It shows you exactly how to translate what you do every day into powerful evidence. That workshop you ran with marketing and IT, the meeting minutes from that are your proof of collaboration. That tricky email chain where you sorted out a supplier problem, bingo. That's perfect evidence of building external relationships. It's all about connecting your actions to concrete evidence that screams, I've got this.
Okay, portfolio submitted. Whew, but we're not quite at the finish line. Now comes the final boss, the endpoint assessment, or EPA. This is where you stand before the assessors and really defend the design of your bridge.
Now remember, the assessors, they don't just want to see that the bridge is standing. They want the making of story. They want to hear how you collaborated, why you made the choices you did, and what you learned along the way. Your confidence in explaining your process is absolutely key.
All right, let's do a little practice run. You could very easily get a question just like this one. It's a classic test. They want to see how you handle the tough stuff, the challenging relationships. So how would you even begin to answer that?
Well, here you go. A perfect 4-step structure for your answer. Think of this as your secret weapon. First, you set the scene, paint the picture. Then, you detail the specific collaborative actions you took. Next, you explain the positive outcome, how you actually built that trust. And you finish strong by reflecting on what you learned. It's clear, it's comprehensive, and it hits every single point they're looking for.
Okay, let's try one more. This one's another biggie, and it tests your ability to navigate that tricky world of competing needs, which, let's face it, is a massive part of being a project manager.
For a question like this, you really want to shine as the facilitator, the one who brought everyone together. Make sure you talk about how you listened to every perspective, how you gently guided the conversation back to the shared project goals, and how you helped them reach a compromise that everyone could live with. This proves you can build bridges even when the water's choppy.
And just like that, Jody's quest is complete. She started out with a challenge that felt pretty daunting, but by understanding the blueprint, learning to use the right tools, and figuring out how to tell her own story, she's transformed into a confident, capable bridge builder.
Because, really, that's what this is all about, isn't it? Mastering Behavior B2 isn't just about passing an assessment or ticking a box. It's about becoming a genuinely more effective, more connected project manager. Every new project is a brand new opportunity to connect people and build something great. So the only question left is, what are you going to build next?